What is your favorite thing about filmmaking?
You're constantly required to be creative and think differently and think outside the box.
Hi, I'm Sarah Grice, and for my internship, I interned at NFocus Pictures, which is a production studio in Lakeland.
NFocus started in 1993. Rob Tritton and Jim Carlton, who are the owners, have been business partners since then. They consulted with nonprofits on their fundraising campaigns. So they would help them develop the campaigns and execute them and help them raise the money they needed to keep going. And from there, they just started branching out into, they found that some of their clients needed video help. So they decided, well, we could probably handle that. So they started teaching themselves and started getting into video. So it's kind of grown from there with the two of them, and they've had other business partners through the years. The work that they do has changed since they started in 93, but they've been around in this community since 1993, so that's 22 years now.
My sponsor was Virginia Soloria.
I go by the term associate producer, but I wear many hats, so I get to do a lot of things that wouldn't necessarily traditionally fall under associate producer. I also edit. I have started directing. I do graphic design, I do animated graphics, I produce, which is where the associate producer comes from, but I get to do a lot of the different wardrobe, props. It just depends on the project.
This is a very hard field to get into because it's so competitive. And I think what sets me apart is my determination and my persistence. I was born to do this. I was born to be a filmmaker, and I'm going to do whatever it takes to make it.
No, there's no set education required for any of the roles, really, but they are very helpful and will, just going to school, you'll work on your craft by studying it, and you'll make connections and network with people who can, help you down the line. Again, I would say there's nothing universally required in the industry. There's definitely training programs that would be beneficial. One is that you might be interested in is with the Directors Guild of America. They have a producers training program that is very elite to get into, and you get into that and you're set.
I got to work on various sets at NFocus, some of them with the college interns and some of them just with NFocus itself. We worked on a commercial for Simple Vintage with Scout and Tag and a documentary about skating with the college interns. And then with NFocus, I got to watch on a United Way shoot. So I got to be a production assistant on a public shoot. And I got to work on a few different jobs, such as wardrobe, craft services, and working with the extras, which was so much fun. I learned so much by being behind the scenes like that.
You can start off as a PA, which is short for production assistant. So each department will have PAs. So depending on which department you want to go in, you would pursue a PA in that department. So for instance, a post-production PA, they would have the job of running the film or the data if you're shooting on cards or something, running those from the location back to the office for the editors to get started, helping editors maybe process footage, just doing some of the basic stuff, and then they work their way up from post-production production assistant to maybe a junior editor and then a senior editor. There's definitely career paths involved, and so you need to figure out where you ultimately want to be and track it back to which which entry-level position. And there's some crossover and people will change, and if you work at a small company like ours, you can do multiple departments, which is what I've gotten to do. Yes, of course, it's always going to depend on location and whether or not you're working, what kind of project you're working on. If you work at a small production house or you own a small production house, then that's just like any kind of small business. So it's sort of whatever in that community is kind of normal for like a mid-range. For community involvement, we volunteer time doing Pics on the Promenade, which is a community event put on downtown by the lake. We have a giant inflatable screen, and we put that up. We put up the sound system, and we play movies like on a cool Friday night with nice weather, and families come out and they watch that. So it's a really great community activity. We also film campaign videos or inspirational videos for local nonprofits such as Alliance for Independence. We just did a video for them that they used at their annual fundraiser dinner and highlighted one of their clients. They work with adults with disabilities and helping to keep them active, teach them job skills, life skills that they need. So it's a really great company. We every year we can make a video for them. Anytime there's a really great nonprofit that's doing good work in the community, we'll find a way to work within their budget, even if it's, if we get nothing out of it. If we believe in it, we do help them, and so our community involvement is usually helping other companies who are doing community involvement to spread their message through video.
I learned so much at NFocus, and I'm so grateful that they were willing to teach me. You can constantly be learning on these sets. People all around you are much smarter and have much more experience than you, especially for me, and so just being around these people has taught me a lot. I'm so grateful for NFocus that they gave me the opportunity to learn from them, and I hope one day I get to do a similar thing as they have done.